Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to robmotivejl. JL, of course, standing for the Jeep model that I have right now. If you're new to the channel, or maybe you haven't been around for a while, make sure you click that subscribe button. And I'm going to let you know what I'm in right now because I change vehicles frequently. This is a 2024 Jeep Wrangler 2-door JL. It is the Sport S trim. And right now, I stress right now, it is bone stock. Haven't done anything to it, well, except remove some badging and take those little closeouts, the air dams, if you will, in the fronts, right above the front tires, because I am going to be putting different wheels and tires on this Jeep. But the question of the day, or what I've been thinking about anyway, is would the Jeep Wrangler, particularly this one, the 2-door, make for a good long-distance traveler? In other words, could I take this vehicle, this Jeep Wrangler, on a long-distance trip? You know, I have a long-distance trip coming up, and I've talked about this on my other two channels, Rob Motive and Hybrid Now. One is the Toyota Prius, the other is the Toyota Tacoma. Trying to figure out which vehicle I want to take. This is a 19-hour trip one way, so of course I'll have some time in between, and then we'll come back. But anyway, a few things to consider, I guess, in whether or not I would take the Wrangler. First of all is fuel economy. You know, right now, if I scroll down and check out the fuel economy, I'm getting 17.1 miles per gallon. Now, out on the open road, on the freeway, obviously, I would get a little better. I'd probably be getting somewhere in the low 20s. I'm going to guess about 23 miles per gallon, something like that. Now, in the Prius, it's a no-brainer. 48 to 52 miles per gallon right now. Obviously, that's the clear winner if you're sensitive to fuel prices and all that. By the way, I'm looking at a gas station right now. Fuel here, $2.77 a gallon, 0.9 for regular. So really, it's coming down. Is it going to go any lower? I don't know. But anyway, the Prius would be the winner there. As far as the Tacoma goes, about 15 to probably 18, 19 miles per gallon on the freeway. That's what I would get in that truck. So at least the Wrangler falls in the middle. Next up is comfort. The most comfortable vehicle that I have, I should say, is the Prius. Those seats are soft, they're supportive, they're really nice. But these aren't too bad either. You know, in the limited time that I've had the Wrangler, sitting in these seats and driving around and stuff is pretty comfortable. You get good under-thigh support. And besides that, in your lower back, that's what's most important, I think. Because you know, if you drive around long enough and you don't have good under-thigh support, it starts to get a little painful. Your legs can even start to go numb. I know, I've been there. But not so bad in the Wrangler. Again, the Prius wins out, I think, by a little bit, but I could take the Wrangler as far as that goes. Let's talk about road noise. I mean, the Jeep Wrangler is really just a rectangle, a square block on wheels, right? And you guys can hear, I'm certain in the video, what it sounds like inside. It's quite a bit of noise. I'm getting some wind noise, I'm getting some tire noise, road noise, if you will. So it's not the quietest vehicle in the world. Obviously, I would have the radio on, that would drown that out, and I don't think it would really be that bad. So I could stand it. The winner there would be the Tacoma of all vehicles, because the Prius is a bit noisy itself when it comes to road noise. Got to give that one to the Tacoma. Again, with the radio, I could stand it in the Wrangler, but it might be annoying for anybody who is particularly road noise sensitive, I suppose. What about handling? You know, Jeep has come a long way when it comes to handling. You know, I remember years ago having Jeep Wranglers, and they were horrible, all over the road. Had a little bit of sway to them in heavy wind, and I do think that would still be the case blown around quite a bit in the Wrangler. The best vehicle that I have for that is the Prius. It's aerodynamic. It's basically a low wedge. So driving around in that in heavier wind would not be any issue, I don't think. I think it would be absolutely fine. By the way, I had forgotten how predominant the Jeep Wave is. Almost every Jeep I've encountered now on the road, I've gotten the Jeep Wave. Something else to consider on the freeway. Do Jeeps wave to each other across the median? I doubt it. Unless it's a really warm day and you're driving with your arm hanging out of the window, then maybe Jeep drivers will wave at each other, but I don't think that would be any kind of concern. Lastly, we have to talk about the infotainment system, speaking of radios and noise and stuff, as well as the tech that's in the vehicle. You know, we've got CarPlay and Apple Android and all that good stuff. So, of course, you could sync your phone with the radio and use Google Maps or whatever your preferred navigation system is and be able to actually get to where you're trying to go, right? As far as the quality of the sound, it's not bad in the Wrangler. I mean, you can hear it, you can turn it up, whatever. But it's not the best sound system, I don't think, that I've ever had. And I would say that probably in the Tacoma and the Prius, the sound system is a little bit better, marginally, with the Tacoma, definitely better in the Toyota Prius. It's nothing that would stop me from taking the Wrangler, though. I mean, it's fine. I can connect the phone, listen to my tunes and stuff, or satellite, or whatever I want. Of course, you have everything now that you had before. One thing I do want to mention about the sound system, you know, it has this bigger new screen in it, something I wasn't aware of. I was pleasantly surprised when I went to look at the Wrangler and discovered this bigger screen that is now inside the vehicle. It's awesome. So, bottom line, wow, would I take the Jeep Wrangler on a long distance trip? You know, if it was the only vehicle that I had, I wouldn't hesitate to do it. I mean, I wouldn't go out and rent a vehicle or something, let's say, as opposed to taking the Wrangler. But given that I have two other vehicles, honestly, I probably would lean more towards the Toyota Prius. As far as the Wrangler versus the Tacoma, I think I probably would take the Wrangler. It just seems more comfortable. The only downside would be how it would behave in the wind, I suppose, if you're in a thunderstorm or a really windy area. Anyway, leave a comment. Let me know if you've taken, and I'm sure a lot of you have, a long distance trip in a Jeep Wrangler, particularly the two-door version. How was it for you? Did it beat you up? Was it annoying or perfectly fine? I'd be curious to know. Thanks for watching. Stay safe.